There's some really big lies being told about what moving to Raleigh, North Carolina is like. On today's video, we're gonna smash 8 of those lies with some cold, hard truth. This is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group. So let's get at it. So the first big lie that people say about Raleigh, North Carolina is that it's boring. As one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, Raleigh, North Carolina is far from boring. For a medium-sized city, Raleigh has absolutely a ton to offer. We have several major universities with all the museums, arts, sporting events, and entertainment that those universities offer. As well, Raleigh has a NHL professional hockey team, the Carolina Hurricanes, and 2 professional soccer teams, the NC Courage and the North Carolina Football Club. Plus, in the Raleigh Triangle region, you have Durham and Chapel Hill and Cary, which are just very, very short drives from Raleigh, which add to the excitement and fun. And because Raleigh and the Triangle are growing so fast, there's more and more things coming all the time, such as Raleigh Iron Works in Raleigh and Fenton in Cary that both came online last year. And there are many, many other projects on the horizon. Another big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina is if you move to Raleigh, you're going to be escaping traffic and traffic jams. Bottom line, a lot of our roads here in the area are just not built and have not been built to support the kind of growth we're experiencing currently. That being said, we have clients all the time and agents on our team, in fact, who've come from major cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Miami, and Boston, and they find the traffic to be not as bad as they experience there at all. So really, if you're moving from a major metropolitan city, traffic in the Raleigh Triangle area should not be an issue at all. But just know that if you're moving from anywhere else in the country, traffic is likely to be a little worse than what you're used to. It's just something we've all kind of grown to get used to in our area and hope that traffic will alleviate soon as they are building more and more roads. Just know that most of the commutes in our area tend to be in the 25 to 35 minute range. So just allocate time for that when you're out driving around and you should be fine. The next big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina, that hurricanes are a major threat. A lot of people that are moving to Raleigh from other areas of the country that don't typically get hurricanes are really concerned about hurricanes and what it does to our area, and really understandably so. If you've never experienced a hurricane before, you really don't know what to expect. As someone who grew up on the North Carolina coast, I have experienced my fair share of hurricanes, and the good news is generally they do not come this far inland into Raleigh. The most we usually experience is a couple of inches of rain and some wind that kind of blow branches around, but we don't see the kind of storm surge and flooding that they unfortunately get on the coast of North Carolina. Basically, by the time the hurricanes get this far inland, they're generally a tropical storm or a tropical depression. So they're not likely to cause the kind of damage that you see on media when they hit the initial storm surge on the coast. Or best of all, they oftentimes just skirt the coast and we don't get any weather at all. So yes, be aware that hurricanes can cause damage, and we've had a couple that have come this far inland in the past. It's something you should be aware of and be prepared for, but not take with a great amount of concern. The next big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina, snakes are everywhere. So yes, copperheads are native to our area, but Raleigh isn't infested with snakes. In the 35 plus years that I've lived in the Raleigh Triangle area, I've seen 1 snake the entire time. They're mostly in the woods and on the Greenway Trail, just something you need to be aware of and avoid, but they're not like jumping out and attacking people. Just know that you should be careful with your pets, careful with your young children, but don't be like terrified that we have like thousands and thousands of snakes roaming around attacking people. It's just not what happens here. Next big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina, you won't fit in. Everybody always says we're like a southern state, southern city, very cliquey, you're not gonna fit in, you won't meet anyone, you won't know anyone, and that can't be further from the truth. Raleigh and the Triangle area is a huge melting pot. We talk about that all the time on this channel. People are coming in from all over the country and all over the world to live here and work here, and it just stands to reason that it'd be very likely that you'll meet someone who has similar background, similar tastes, and similar past to you. And in fact, it's very, very easy to fit in. There's all kinds of clubs you can join, like an Italian club to learn how to cook Italian food, and a reading club and museum club, and all kinds of different clubs that you can find around in the area and join. Meet people that are like-minded and agree with you and have all the same interests as you, which is really, really great. As well, there's a lot of neighborhoods that are sort of designed to be social and designed for neighbors to meet other neighbors. I can think of such neighborhoods as Bedford at Falls River, 5401 North, both in Raleigh, Cary Park, obviously in Cary, and Wendell Falls in Wendell, that are designed where the houses are pushed to the front of the lot. Generally, they have a porch on the front, so you kind of are encouraged to meet your neighbors and get to know your neighbors. And of course, there's always sidewalks that you can walk and meet people. So it's definitely easy to meet people that you have something in common with, such as living in the same neighborhood. And of course, clubs spring up all the time in those neighborhoods. When I lived in Bedford at Falls River, I started the Bedford Wine Club. It's still going on today, and it's a great opportunity for people that want to try wine, to experience it, taste, and learn stuff about wine. Again, really, really successful club. Things like that are in all of these different neighborhoods and really all over the Triangle. Next big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina: the Raleigh food scene is really, really lacking. This is also absolutely not true. Zagat, which is the very, very famous restaurant ranking service out there, ranked Raleigh, North Carolina one of America's hottest food scenes. Plus, we have some really amazing famous chefs like James Beard Award winner Ashley Christensen, as well as Scott Crawford and Oscar Diaz, among many, many others. And plus, we have all different kinds of food, from Korean to Asian to French to Indian and everything in between. Raleigh's food scene is definitely ever expanding, but even what you have now is definitely a cornucopia for about any of the foodies out there. So when you come, I promise you'll enjoy. Next big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina: it's too hot and humid. So yes, we typically get in the mid to high 90s in July and August, and it is quite warm here. However, for the majority of the year, our temperature is quite temperate. In the winter, our lows get down sometimes in the teens, but generally in the 30s. And in the fall and the spring, we're in the 50s through the 70s. So overall, majority of the year, it's not miserably hot here, or miserably cold for that matter. As far as humidity goes, during the summer, it is commonplace to see 75 to 85% humidity, which is no picnic, especially for someone from Arizona, say, where they have 0% humidity. It's definitely something you get used to. But that being said, it is not entirely the entire year, and it's not this incredibly miserable experience. It's, again, something you get used to. We actually have a good number of clients coming from the northeastern states who tell us that their humidity and their heat during the summer is just as bad, if not worse, than what they're experiencing here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So summer is hot and humid up and down the entire East Coast. So there you go. Another big lie about Raleigh, North Carolina: it's too expensive. One comment we hear more than just about anything else from people looking to move to the area is that Raleigh, North Carolina is just way overpriced and way too expensive. Yes, absolutely, home prices and cost of living have gone up in the past couple years compared to where they once were. And unfortunately, it's caused a lot of locals to move either out of the Triangle area or to the outskirts of the Triangle just so they can afford the house they want. But if you're relocating from other parts of the country, there's a good chance that Raleigh's housing costs less than what you're used to. When you take a look at cities in the United States that are comparable to Raleigh in size and growth, Raleigh is not actually as bad as it may seem. For example, in Nashville, Tennessee, median home price is $575,000. In Miami, it's $700,000. In Austin, $641,000. And in Charleston, South Carolina, median home price is $660,000 currently. In Raleigh, North Carolina, our median home price is currently coming in at $480,000. So if you compare everything Raleigh has to offer with those competing cities, you realize Raleigh doesn't look so expensive after all. So if you're considering a move either into or out of the Raleigh area, my real estate team and I would be honored to be your agents of choice. You can email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com, give us a call on the phone number below, or click on the link in the description. We'll be happy to help you get things started. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.